Welcome everyone to the start of a new gameplay series on Terra Invicta. I'm really excited to bring this one to you. This game should be going out almost the same time that this first video will be. I guess it'll just be a day before or something. Anyway, Terra Invicta, great little grand strategy type game about building up alliances on the planet from modern times. Aliens are landing, and then building up some kind of defense or potentially stopping people from building up a defense against hostile invading aliens. So let's jump into a new game. I know Pariah Gaming has started a series he's playing as Humanity First. I guess I should walk through the factions real quickly. Some of them are pretty straightforward, but like Resistance is to fight back against the aliens, so they are hostile towards the aliens and towards the servants who support the aliens. But they are not doing it at the cost of wiping out humanity. Humanity First, despite its name, it's really more like an offensive against the aliens. That's the way I'm coming to describe these two. Like, what is the difference between the Resistance? The Resistance fights defensively, like on their, like if you're invading our home turf, we're going to repel you from our territory. Humanity First is more like, no, we're going to go and make sure that you are extinct. They hate the aliens, and there's really more of a vendetta there. You have the Initiative, which is more about accumulating wealth, taking advantage of the alien situation to be a good little capitalist. The Servants are pretty interesting. You're actually trying to root for the aliens in this one. It's bizarre. You have the Protectorate, who, I don't know, it's hard to describe these people in my opinion. I guess I haven't played as them, so I haven't gone through their whole mission chain and seen like what exactly they do. But apparently they protect humanity by appeasing the aliens. I think that they are a little bit more. They're almost like the Servants. They're like the Servants light. They don't think that humanity stands a chance of like defeating the aliens or being like militarily aggressive. So that they're just going to bend over and let the aliens take over the world, in hopes that not fighting back against them will preserve humanity. Then you get to the Academy. I'm going to do Project Exodus first because Project Exodus is just, we're going to take humanity and move away from Earth. If the aliens want Earth, let them have it. We actually don't know what the aliens may or may not just want Earth. They may want the humans, in which case this plan seems... honestly, there's two factions which are really kind of poor... I don't want to say poorly done, but not really believable. Very incredible, let's say. And one of them is Project Exodus, and the other one is the Servants. It's not that the Servants is like a foreign bad thing to just fundamentally, but just the way it's depicted in this game is so over the top that I think is not believable that a whole faction would be formed like that. Now, anyway, the thing I'm going to talk about last, and probably the faction that we're going to play as, I'm just going to commit to it, is the Academy. Now, this is a really interesting... I actually misread what the Academy was at first, or I think I'm still forming my opinion of what the Academy is trying to do. The Academy is peaceful, even when they know the aliens are not peaceful, as much as they can be at least, to the point that, when they see aliens abducting humans, they try to, I just read it. They don't want to kill the aliens or whatever. They just want to try to study them to figure out what they're doing. Academy is actually listed when you save as the Cooperate faction. It's weird because this does not... The text of the Academy being cooperative is not well explained to me. And in fact, if you view it through that lens... it's not the lens I viewed it through when I was watching all the cutscenes and stuff, so I think there's a little bit of a disconnect. They didn't, apparently, at least to me, sell the correct story about the Academy. I thought these guys were just very academic and they weren't going to judge the aliens too hastily. But no, these guys are actually more about, we want to impress the aliens with our knowledge to the point where they consider us equals. That's kind of like the crazy thing. So anyways, we're going to start. This is very difficult. We're going to have a hard time. One of the ways we can make it a little bit easier for ourselves, actually I don't even know if this is true, is we can go down to 7 factions. What this does is it drops off the Protectorate. Now I am anti-alien in this game. They are the bad people, obviously. So the Protectorate, losing them is kind of a blow for the good guys, in my opinion. Unfortunately, it also does mean one less person that the Academy, us, can potentially ally with. But I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. And I played a game as the Academy, not to completion, but, you know, pretty far. And I can tell you that when they say it's difficult, it is very difficult. And even there's in-game notes telling you, let me hit start. There's even in-game notes telling you everyone is going to leave us because our position is not like, it's so difficult for people to embrace. You know, as we see the aliens murdering people and all that, we're still like, wait guys, we just need to, don't nuke them yet, don't fight back yet, we're just going to wait a little bit longer, and then we'll show them that that we're worth actually being kept as peers instead of as, you know, as servants, or, you know, as something that they're just going to exploit. Anyways, let me cut away. This loading scene can take a while.
Remember the day the stars answered, the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see.
This is now us, the Academy.
Fear is understandable, a natural reaction to the unknown. It is only by joining together that we can rise above our base impulses. Our strength lies in our collective knowledge and our rich history of innovation. It is that bond that gives us courage, for if we cannot rise above our fear, we have learned nothing, and we are lost.
So I actually think the Academy's mission statement, as it were, is pretty compelling. I guess maybe I am a bit of an idealist or an academic myself. I kind of like the idea of it. It's just not exactly... I originally thought it was more like, oh, once we see that the aliens are bad, even the Academy is willing to fight back. And I didn't realize that they are, like, not in favor. They're very opposed to attacking the aliens. Because if their mission plan is, we need to make sure the aliens, like, see us as peers, I mean, I think it's still okay to show somebody your peer by basically showing you that, yeah, we're powerful as well. But that's somehow not the Academy's mission. Anyway, so the first UFO has crashed on Earth.
Hello, Chancellor. The Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Li Qingzao, your provost. We are living in a time of chaos, ridden with both danger and opportunity. The alien arrival carries the potential for great good and great evil. And as yet, we have no way of knowing which it shall be.
So this is interesting. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of fascinated by the Academy. Okay, so they want us to investigate. Those of you who have played this before, you kind of know that if you investigate right away, you're kind of wasting time that you could go off and grab different things. I'm going to tell you right away, the Academy plays very differently. You can't really follow the same plan that you would with... I think you can follow the same plan for every other faction except the Academy, and you'll be okay. The Academy requires special handling, so this is going to be a little bit of an interesting playthrough. Specifically, and I'm sure you're already aware of this for anybody who's played the demo or whatever, the Academy starts off with very good starting... I mean, look at this, perfect. This is all random too, we don't know exactly how much support we're... Wow, we have tons of support in Canada. So, we don't... the Academy starts off with a lot of support in a lot of different nations. Which means that kind of like the game is weighted way in their favor in the very beginning. And you might be wondering to yourself, well, why the heck does that... That doesn't sound hard, doesn't that make them easy? Yes. Until a specific event triggers that the Academy basically loses all support And on top of that, even the places that you already have get cracked down, which means that other people can take them from you very easily. It's very difficult. So you have to play a completely different game, knowing that anything you have a feeble hold on will surely be lost when this particular event happens. Because the crackdown, by the way, is not just for 1 month or 3 months or whatever. It's for a full year. It's difficult. Another thing is, a lot of people get their faction like special group with them like some amount of research. Let's say 5,000, which is a lot of research. I mean, you can see here 500, 250, 250. This is collectively for all the different factions contributing, which means if you take 500 divided by 7, we're only expecting, somebody's only expected to do about 70 research for this one. Now, the Academy's main research task is, I believe, I'm not sure because I haven't played every faction, but I believe it's the highest out of anybody. I think it's 25,000 research points to get their special mission unlocked, which is insane. I know that looking at Perun Gaming, the Humanity First one is only 2,000. It's crazy. Okay, anyway, so what's our plan? Because we have this special little dance, and I guess we should take a look at our counselors first. 4 tokens. Good administration, not particularly good. Okay, wow, very good persuasion. Good administration again. This is doable. I like this as a start so far. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so we have some 30s. We can pick up somebody right away, and actually the person we can pick up right away is another persuasion 7. Administration 5, what the heck? This is actually a pretty good start. Or at least it looks that way. What the heck? 747? What the heck? This is very... Wow. Pollyanna, not so good, because that's difficult. Well, I mean, we're going to have to investigate them anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Military scientist, expert, opinion leader. This is very good. Oh, man, this is tough, actually. I don't know which of these two is better. Connected, earthbound, suspicious, brazen. So if there's less education, they have better persuasion. And what was your persuasion increase? The thing is, because the Academy is a little bit different, and our strategy is not going to be to try to take over a lot of things. I mean, there's a lot of things I need to talk about regarding strategy, but let me get there in a second. Oh, okay, I guess I feel like I'm going to get the astronaut. But I could get the astronaut second. I could get him first. Or, sorry, her, Talitha. I could get her first, and then him next, but I actually think I'm just going to pick him up right away. I like his stats so much. 747. This is like very, very good for advising. We just need to get that administration up, which is what we'll probably pour all our points into. So I'm going to recruit this guy right away. Okay, technically we could recruit another person, but not until we get 30 influence, and we're going to be spending influence to try to capture different things. But again, because we're the Academy, we get to, I'm capturing Canada, even with my group, persuasion 5 person. Let's just go half a second to get to our assignment phase. We also do want to take a look and see if there's any things we can pick up. Nope, not right now. So yeah, let's just check out how easy or difficult it is. Probably easy, relatively easy at least, to control these different nations. My goodness, it is for my worst person. Wait, no, he has the +2, so he's effectively a persuasion 7 right now. But for I guess my worst person, since nobody is... Oh, okay, here we go. For you, a 5. I still have a 90% chance to get Canada. This is insane. This is not going to happen with any other faction. So we have a lot of early advantages. The thing we have to do is have really good future planning to know that whatever we have has to be completely on lockdown, full support on this. And honestly, you kind of even sometimes want people to take some of your crackdown points so you can just purge them back so that you lose the crackdown status. It's quite a thing. So, strategy-wise, EU first used to be very, very good. It's no longer good, and there's one reason why none of the Federation-type strategies are good anymore. It's because now everyone starts with a 1-year countdown on how long it takes you to actually be able to confederate. So that means that if you did the usual France and then Germany, and then like immediately when you have both of these countries fully owned with the executive, if you tried to make a federation, which is the European Union, you can't do that anymore for a full year. And if you want to make the EU, trying to hold all these different nations is going to be very difficult. First of all, they've reworked now the point system, which now is 150 base, and then you get a point for every persuasion, command, and administration that your councilors have. So your councilors now actually contribute to how many countries you can possess. Anyway, the research for it is still like very little impact to that. I mean, I think it's 5 points now instead of 3, but you know, this is now at 200 effectively rather than being at like 80 or whatever it was before. So yeah, a lot has changed, and I know it's 17 minutes into this video, but I hope that you're along for the ride. Okay, so let me try to keep going while I'm talking here.
Ready to go.
So we can make progress.
Ready for orders.
Yeah, I do want Canada. I think I am going to start influencing... Wow, we actually have pretty good public campaign success chance. Well, it's not terrible. I don't want to spend too much money, because we do have the International Space Station, which means, unfortunately, that we have a money draw in the very beginning. One of the things I like to do is get either France or Netherlands or United Kingdom. In theory, ideally I would get France, and in theory what I would like to do is eventually form the EU as well with the United States when later down the road we have the means of doing it. The alternative to that is I could go for like Taiwan. I actually think Taiwan is a nice little country to pick up, because you can get some okay, it's not great, but it's like some reasonable amount of research out of them. They're probably not necessarily the best 3 thing. And by the way, like the point distribution, it's no longer like 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a continuum. You can see 1 point capture point of Taiwan is going to take 11.42, whereas 1 capture point of the United States would be 27.23. So I mean, there's a lot of changes since the demo. That we have to like rework all the math we were doing before. What's one from France? Like 15? Yeah. 14.42. All of these around here. Germany, I think, is also 15 or so. 16. Same. 14. Yeah, 14.5. My goal, I think, is France, because although France is technically inferior to Germany... Well, I mean, I guess we could go for Germany. Which one do we have? Well, we have more support in Germany, so let me go for Germany. Do they have better research? They do. Okay, well, let's go for Germany then. Let me publicly campaign there. I don't think I have a good chance. Oh, 38%. That's actually pretty darn good. Heck, I mean, we could probably just go for it right off the bat with 4 influence. I guess I kind of want to save my influence. Let me do 1 round of money first, and I'll do that. And you,
Ready for my mission.
You have this opinion leader thing. Whoops.
What's the op?
Could investigate, but again, I want to work on some other things first. I could try to... What do we need to do? Another place I like to get, it's kind of a nice little pickup, I think, is Ireland. I like to get Ireland because it also helps with the United Kingdom, which usually starts... I've almost always seen it as very pro-academic, or academy. But in this case, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just... Maybe just double up on the campaigning. Choose the least amount of money I can. Okay, confirm our assignments, and off we go. So it only took us 20 minutes to get rolling here, but yeah, the strategies, they're very interesting now. Okay, as the Academy, I don't know why everyone is going to hate us. From the very get-go, I don't understand it. We're kind of like I feel like we're kind of like the neutral party in the beginning. Like, why everyone hates us is a bit of a mystery to me. Nonetheless, I'm going to quietly steer support to the Academy. I don't want much information spread about us, basically. And this is unusual. Normally, I'm the person who's telling you go for all the influence points. And we need them too. But because I think that everyone is just going to end up hating us, and we can check out here. You can, okay, let's just say close. So only Project Exodus revealed themselves. But if I do shift and I click on relations, it'll bring up all of this. And like, everybody is in conflict with the academy. I have no idea. I just don't understand why. I don't remember if it was like that in the demo. I actually don't think so. But why does the initiative care about the academy, like studying the aliens? Why are they in conflict with us but not the servants or the aliens? It just doesn't make sense. So something maybe is going to be patched or something. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense. If I understood the reason why, maybe there's some like footnote about, oh, the academy is actually everyone's enemy because XYZ. That would be very nice, because it's so unbelievable that the academy is seen like, they're the academics who just stand off and like, oh, are they supposed to be perceived as like very judgy or something? Why does everyone hate them? Okay, first mission in Germany is good. Second one, off to a bad start. That's fine. I think one was enough for us to maybe get that one going, and then hopefully we'll take over Canada with the 90 whatever 88% roll. Very good. Okay, so we got Canada is going to be very easy to take. I think, so this is also interesting. Do we want to get ops or research? Those are the two that I think are interesting to do. I think for us, we're going to go with, the academy, you might even be able to, say that it's worthwhile to go for research. But because our ops income is going to be pretty poor, I'm going to take that. It generally is the lowest one. But I wouldn't mind, going research. Eventually the research from the different nations you're controlling should contribute enough, but sometimes, especially in the very beginning, that would be a nice, oh my gosh, we're doing the wrong thing. I want to do this, which is going to give us 5 extra points, but it doesn't matter much. In fact, the amount of research we put into the other one is what, like 8? Okay, 13. It was a little bit more than I expected, but that's 13 out of 1,000, so I'm not going to cry over spilled milk there. Otherwise, we can try to contribute to these, and honestly, this is a little bit weird, but in my opinion, you want to get the Skywatch and the Global Skywatch, or whatever the next one is, that actually reveals the aliens and makes everyone upset at you as the Academy. I think that's actually good to get over with almost right away. Just get it over with, and then you can do things like foreign federations, all that, without the fear that, oh, this is all going to come crumbling apart the moment that event triggers. So let me get you. Yeah, 56%. Yeah, we get that up to 80%. That's quite good. So I will continue to do this. In fact, we'll have a lower chance of campaigning than we will of the influence stuff. So we'll run that forward. I shouldn't even say what my main strategy was. My main strategy is going to be the United States. With the loss of the federations, actually the only federation which is probably still potentially viable, which is weird, is I think the Eurasian Union. Weird as it is, because that's the one I went for last time and didn't have great success, obviously. Terrible success, in fact. Partly RNG, of course, there was RNG, somebody just came in and messed with it, but I got into this whole thing about trying to take China, and then I was in Pakistan and India and nuclear war and all that. But anyway, we've detected somebody in Turkey. We'll just let that go, and those will appear down here. I won't really pay attention to them. So although they are there and they're useful, I'll probably miss them as they go by. Okay, so the strategy that I think Eurasian Union taking over Russia and then taking over Kazakhstan, which, by the way, we're going to want Kazakhstan as well, so I might as well send somebody over there to start campaigning as well. Take this. So, oh, you're the wrong person to send. Yeah, 77%, much better. I'm going to try not to... Okay, money is going up. And by the way, I did not set my priority template thing. I'm going to call this Tortoise Race, because I am going to do the slow cooking. What I think is the best, though, funding, and that is it. We'll save this, and we'll apply this everywhere, and it'll be the default. I should say that this is like a general template that I think needs adjusting almost everywhere. So, Canada doesn't need any unity, because they're already at 6, so we just take that away. You probably could get away with 1 unity, but I'm just going to leave it at 0. Funding is good just so that I slowly build up a little bit of income. It is, I mean, obviously we're getting money here that's probably from spoils, but we'd rather get money from legitimate sources, of which funding is. Okay, so that's that. You are... in the past, I would try to, like, bog down on the first two to, like, just lock anybody out from getting Canada, and then move on. The problem is we're going to be so point limited with the United States in our pocket, and we can't really go for other things anyway. So we can just completely close off nations and just try to put them into a better place, like from research or whatever. Just basically build them up with our priorities points, you know, because right now we don't control the executive, so we can't control the points that are distributed for that. Once we do, we can put them in hopefully what we consider a more favorable distribution, and hopefully help that nation to be like to start the long-term growth. Okay, last. You might as well take it again. Again, the same thing here, that we might as well just
We'll be running this place in
speed
no time.
all the way through. Now, with Germany, I might only take 3 of them. No, yeah, I think I'll just go with 4. It's going to be very useful to have 4. Oh, wow, we have the servants next to us. In fact, it looks like the AI has... Several of the AI have chosen Europe as a place they want to be. Which means that we're definitely going to get hammered with the event fires. People are definitely going to want our Germany. So, okay. Confirm assignments. Yeah. Off we go. Humanity first been encountered. And, you know, I mean, hey, I actually want to be friends with these people.
We're winning their hearts and
I like
minds.
non-aggression pacts, but we'll see if we can do that at all. Okay, so Kazakhstan is moving better.
We were unable to establish control.
Wow. Wow. Did not get an
We're
89%.
taking over.
Okay, we did have a success on our 80%, but our counselor was spotted. Man, that's a bummer. That means that we are now revealed to everyone. So, not as good. I might have this guy just go to the ground, because I really don't want people... you know what? I'm just... Oh, wow. Humanity First actually took this. One of these. I really don't want to go to war with Humanity First.
Where do you need me?
But let me just start building up public campaigning
I
stuff
will
here.
try to sway the public.
At your service.
And you're trying that again, so that's
We
fine.
must not only defend human lives.
Research. We just don't have very many research points until we start controlling
We've
these places.
moved the needle.
Okay, Kazakhstan worked.
We're taking over.
Our supporters are in
We got Germany. Okay, good. So we have the executive there. If I'm able to purge the Humanity First, I'm not going to purge them right away, but I might do it eventually. In fact, the best time for me to purge will honestly be right before the event fires, or right after it fires, I should say. Because Humanity First does have the ability to take over the executive, having one already control point there. So I expect that we'll probably see some crackdowns and stuff like that going on. I could just... by the way, I have not tried to see what kind of people we can get. But I do like to get these. Yeah, this is +3 influence, which is good. Okay, we can get these two. Money, income, and administration. That is amazing. And then we also have +1 science and life science research, but also +3 influence. I mean, there's no reason not to get these, right? So... administration, I think we should put that on my 747 person. Purchase that one. And that was a hefty chunk of change. Then the last one we can get is this one, and that'll go on science. You have 10.7. You might get both. Yeah, you're going to get both. Okay, so that took a fair amount of influence as well, but I think it's worth it because it's first of all, it's influence income, and oh my gosh, we can recruit our other person, which I should have done already, because that does also increase the amount of control points that we're going to get. I don't know if this is the right person to pick up, but they have really good stats as far as, like, if you want, like, we can just read it here. Administration, command, and persuasion attributes add to the cap. This person's a 755 when it comes to that. We have really good counselors when it comes to these points. Although, are you... No, yeah, we're not capped at 199. I think it's just a coincidence. I had 199 last time I played too. But we should take a look. Anybody else? I mean, we don't have any criminals. It would be nice to have one criminal. This person looks kind of like a disaster. Lone wolf. One administration, enemy of the state in Russia. That's not so bad. We don't need them to go to Russia. I mean, they could still be very useful not going to Russia. Okay, next we do have a criminal here. This is good. Allows them to have access to more of the organizations. But we can probably get away with it not having one until we pick up our 5th person. I don't think she's that good otherwise. I mean, criminal is basically the selling point for this one. Good mission set, but other than that... Okay, we have aware, we have an addict. Oh boy. Oh boy. Aware and hard target. So not... I don't know, they have, obviously they have an amazing mission set. But pretty bad stats. 0 administration. No, I'm going to have to pass up on that one too. I'm trying to find a reason not to pick the top person, but no, I'm pretty sure that that's where we're going with this. Indulgent. Oh, computer scientist is nice. That one also helps you if you get a hacker prompt. This one, the computer scientist will actually defeat that, which is quite nice. Furtive. Ugh. Prohibited missions inspire. Oh, he's inflexible too. Man, yeah, okay, so we're just going to go with 755 here. Wait. Isn't there anybody else? Wow. This is not that great of a group. Yeah, we'll take you, even though you're earthbound and you're brazen. Suspicious. Good enough. You're also only 30 influence. Oh, sorry, She's only 30 influence. Okay, now we're up to 216. That's good. So, let's get back on to it then. Take Canada. Done it. I think we can start working on... Okay, we have a little bit of unrest. I think that it's a good time to do that right away. Reason why it's good to do 0.3 unrest here, because when you're in the early phase, when every assignment period is only like 7 days, then you only get 0.25 unrest dropped. And since it's exactly at 0.25, this is just going to eliminate that entirely.
Order.
When you move to the half month, bi-monthly assignments periods, then it scales with the amount of time, and you actually do 0.5 unrest decrease. Okay, very good. So what are we going to do here? Like, what are our other targets? Taiwan is a nice one to keep an eye on China. I do like that. But as far as other things go, maybe there's better... Like, Japan is honestly quite good as well if you want research. They have very high research at 130. But the initiative's already here. The points are pretty expensive. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave that one. 38 research in Taiwan, though. It's pretty bad. Like, take a look at Canada, which is roughly the same amount of points. It almost has double. Wow. At least 50% more research. So it's pretty significant. Glad we focused on Germany. Maybe I'll just take Ireland, because I always like it. And call it a day. I mean, then we can just start working on
Reporting in.
the United States. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I could just not spend money and see if 42 comes up.
I will tell our
We're
stories.
not going to need to spend all that much, actually. We're really going to be able to kind of coast. You only have control missions. I should have looked at your mission set a little bit closer. But somebody's already in here trying to do that, so we'll take you and do that instead, and we'll take them and have them do public campaigning here instead. Okay, so we're going to start working on the United States. Not that they need much help. We probably can just start locking down those points. I'll try one period first. Anyway, I see it's already been 35 minutes. We'll probably have to call this one to a close. The good news is, I feel a little... Oh, no.
wrapping up here.
Oh, that just meant that they dropped all their unrest. Wow, fantastic. Okay, okay, good. So we have 1 unity out of all of them. I like that. We basically don't want this number to go up any higher. Knowledge will bring it back down to 5. So in theory, this number, 5.9, should trend towards 5 because we have very little unity investment. Unity is less effective the higher your education is. So this looks good. I might, if I do anything here, I might actually bump up the funding so that I have a nice early source of funding. Welfare looks fine. I think Canada's great. I really do like Canada as a pickup. I like to keep it. It's just a good place. Okay, moving on.
Our case remains unheard.
Yeah, failed one,
The people will come to us.
but we got the other, and that was the game I wanted to play. Instead of spending money. Money is not usually a big... Oh, well, there we go. We're about to crash.
We've gained significant support.
Okay, this is good.
Wrapping
See
up
how
here.
Ireland's doing? Yeah, Ireland's fairly people are undecided on their faction stance. Okay, so what do we want to do? I almost always choose focus on the economic development. There's a bit of a feedback thing. I mean, it's very interesting. The game mechanics here, I think, are really good. If you get more economy, that gives you more development points, monthly investment points. And the monthly investment points can be used, will be distributed to whatever you have prioritized, which includes, for me, welfare and knowledge. So although I know welfare and knowledge are important and good ones to choose, I think you actually get more down the line at the end of the day from the economy. It's splitting hairs, it's pretty close, but that's my opinion. Okay, so we got Ireland, another one that we don't really need to lock down fully. We also could. That's another one that we don't want to add unity to. I think I will just lock it down fully because, well, whoops.
Where to?
Did not want to do that. I almost
do you
ended
need
the
me?
mission early without giving people orders.
Putting our people
So we'll
in
conquer
place.
this.
Ready
And
for
you
orders.
need something else to do. Let's start working on the United States
We'll make
stability. We also need Kazakhstan.
Ready to
My
go.
goodness, what am I doing? I need Kazakhstan like now. Oh, well, 78%. There we go. Do I want to bump it up? It's not that I'm worried about failing at 78%. I'm just worried about someone else getting there before me. I'm so worried about it, I'm going to choose an 86%.
At your
Because
service.
I think it works that the people with the higher percentages at a place get to roll first. It kind of makes sense too, right? If you had like 2 people going in the US, the person with the 90% and then the person with like a 10%, it would be, unfair. Or I don't know if it's unfair, just maybe I would consider it a little bit unfair if the 10% person rolls first. Like they didn't invest as much, so. Okay, so what else do we want to do? I think we're going to still have you just try to get lucky. Actually, we can do this in Kazakhstan. Only 51% chance there. Probably because... Oh, wait, what would your... Only 52%. Could also just go off and investigate the alien stuff to get the whole mission stuff working. Let's do that. Alright, so that's going to be my last cycle here. In fact, we'll just pause here. We'll find out what happens in the next episode. So for now, thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind pressing the like button, giving this a thumbs up just because it is the first video in the series. You should all know by now that I only asked that on the first video just to give it a little bit better visibility on YouTube. Otherwise, hope you see you back for number 2 and the rest of the series. It's going to be a difficult one. But it's also, in some ways, rewarding and interesting. So, we'll see. Until the next one, thanks for watching, stay safe, and take care.